Okay, and we're live. So if you want to go ahead and go with the captain's log.
Captain's log. Stardate 8265.8. The Argo is in orbit of Starbase 621 after defeating 3 unknown vessels that were attacking the Starbase. We will shortly be proceeding to complete our medical mission, as part of which the doctor has commandeered my ready room for his patient. Hopefully, we have taken care of any of the saboteurs still on the vessel, and we can get things running back to normal as quickly as possible. End log.
Hello.
Oh, look. Just in time.
Ahoy hoy.
Alright, and we're back on the bridge, just right after the events of what happened last session. Currently, long-range sensors are not picking up any signs of any vessels heading towards the station at this time. And Starbase 621, I believe, actually, no, you were hailing Starbase 621 when we left.
All right. This is Captain Ulysses Haggard of the USS Argo to Starbase 621. What is your condition?
This is Commander Benson of currently in charge of Starbase 621. Thank you, Argo. It's kind of touch and go there for a while. We've been under siege for quite a while.
We got here as quick as we could. I'm glad we could help out.
Well, you definitely showed them. We have some minor hull breaches here and there. I have station crews working on them around the clock. Most of the damage, though, was done to the civilian quarter. We're working tirelessly to see what the actual damage was. If you have any medical supplies, it'd be greatly appreciated. We got a lot of wounded.
Of course, we'll do what we can. We are on an emergency medical mission of our own, but our doctor will coordinate with your medical staff to get you whatever we can that you need. Do you have? Go ahead.
For the most part, we can probably hold our own, but I can't spare anyone. There was a cargo ship that left during the siege, and damn captain was foolish as it is. Those unknown ships, they attacked the vessel, and it, well, put bluntly, they crash land on the surface below, on the planet below. I was about to send a rescue mission, but I'm wondering if you could help us out on that.
Captain.
Yeah. Yes, Commander.
The commander just kind of looks at you and looks at the screen, and looks back at you, and doesn't say anything.
Starbase 621. Give me just a moment, and I do the cut or cut volume mute to Ensign Mira.
And she mutes the line.
Yes, Commander.
Captain, we're on a ticking clock with the ambassador, and we're on orders from the Admiralty. We can't wait too long to help them as much as we need, as much as I would like to.
Understood, number one, but we're going to need to provide help. It doesn't sound like the Starbase can do much for them. We can at least swing by and do a scan and see what the condition is below, see if we can get in touch with them. And Haggard will I guess ping my ready room. Haggard to Dr. Marlowe.
This is Marlowe. Go ahead.
Marlowe, I'm going to coordinate with the station with your medical staff. They may need some supplies from us. They apparently took the worst of the damage in the civilian quarters. We also have been asked to assist with a search and rescue mission for a merchant freighter that crashed on the planet below. What is our time frame with your patient?
I'd say about 76 hours, sir, and that's pushing it. Sooner the better.
Understood. Lieutenant Sanadell, how long at maximum warp from here to Trillius?
And
I'll
she
send you that real
starts
quick.
tapping. Yeah, she starts tapping away at her console, doing the calculations. About 26 hours, Captain.
26 hours.
May I make a recommendation, sir?
Go ahead.
You could leave me and an away team and a small team behind with a shuttle. We can try to look. We can try to assist the station while the ship continues on to save the ambassador.
All right. That's
I agree
definitely
that we need help, but the ambassador, the greater importance of the ambassador could have ramifications for the entire Federation. We could be possibly delayed in a longer-term mission if the ship stays here.
as usual, XO. I can't argue with your logic. Lieutenant Mira, put me back on with Starbase.
And she reopens the comms.
Sorry about that, Commander. I had to check on a few things. Unfortunately, the Argo must warp out soonest in order to get to Trillius Prime and complete our medical mission. It is, I'm afraid, something of an emergency. However, we will do a detailed scan of the planet and send an away team with a shuttle down to be of whatever assistance possible to any survivors below, and they will coordinate with you if anything else is needed. I'm afraid that's all we can do at this point.
I see.
We'll turn right around to return, but it's 26 hours there and 26 back at maximum warp. However, my people are some of the best there is, so if anybody can help any survivors that may be there, it will be then. In the meantime, when you have the opportunity, any data that you've gathered on these ships, when we get back, I'd love to take a look at it. Do you have any idea who these people were?
Could have been raiders, could have been a new hostile alien force that we have yet to encounter. Who knows? The one thing I was curious, though, is another starship in the vicinity, the USS Aegis. They haven't reported in some time either. But it seems you have your hands full right now.
Well, we'll do what we can with the time we have. Argo out. XO.
Captain, contact. Long-range sensors pick up a massive fleet inbound. Unknown signatures.
Red alert. All hands general quarters.
Somewhere in engineering, you hear Martel go, "Here we go again."
Sonadel does that cocky pilot thing where she just starts cracking her knuckles. Alright, I got this.
Alright,
Sonadel, position us to where the Starbase and we can support each other. Let's be ready for whatever happens.
Yes, Captain. And I do the thing.
Alright, so you're positioning the ship between the Starbase and the fleet?
Yep.
That's coming in? Okay. And you
Well,
did the thing.
no, the orders were to get us in a position where we can support the Starbase can support us as far as, fields of fire and all that good stuff.
Okay. So you're taking a tactical position. Got it.
Right.
And give me a reason plus science difficulty 2 there. Assist by the ship's sensors plus science.
I'm going to give you a threat for an extra die.
Okay.
I thought you were talking to me. I was like, wait, why?
No. You get 2 momentum.
Scanning fleet. ETA 1 hour. Signatures conform with Orion signatures. For my science freebie question, can I tell relative size of the ships? Are they all destroyers, all cruisers, all fighters? Or mix? Mixed fleet, sir.
Orions? Does the ship's database have anything about Orion activity in this sector? Recent Orion activity?
Lieutenant Morgan?
Checking. No, sir. Sir, I do want to mention that one of the recent saboteurs that we discovered was a disguised Orion. I'm not sure if that's relevant in this case, but...
Believe me, Lieutenant, I have not forgotten.
Captain, I can't believe I missed this, but I'm going through the outbound communication logs, and Beckett sent out a transmission while we were at warp.
What's the nature of this transmission, Ensign?
It's encrypted, sir.
Mr. Morgan, Commander von Wartburg, any chance you two could suss this out for me?
Well, we can certainly try, sir.
In the meantime, if you need me, I'll be in the hallway outside my ready room. I think it's time I had a word with our doctor.
Aye, sir.
Lieutenant Cerule, ask the doctor to step outside for a moment if he could.
And Cerule looks at you very oddly. Sir, I appreciate the promotion, but I'm only an ensign.
Well, I'm glad you appreciate the promotion, Lieutenant. May I speak with the doctor?
It takes her a moment to process it, but eventually a smile creeps across her face, and he says, yes, of course. The doctor made it very clear that you and he are the only ones to be allowed in or out of that room besides myself.
Excellent work under difficult circumstances today.
Thank you, sir.
I'm paying, and I'm assuming the doctor will let me in.
Yeah, I'd let you in.
Okay. Doctor, we have an Orion fleet inbound, and far more ships than us in the Starbase might be able to handle. Not to mention at least one missing starship and a merchant ship crashed on the planet below. I need to know what is going on, why the ambassador is so damn important. Did your patient at any point give you any information?
Well, what I say, Captain, cannot leave this room, but I mean, you are a captain, and I trust you at this point. The long and short of it is, sir, is the Trill are, shall we say, a unique species. They appear to share some sort of symbiotic relationship with another creature. Mm-hmm. And the ambassador, well, former ambassador, had one of these symbiotic creatures within them. The only way to save that symbiotic creature, though, and thus what I understand to be the ambassador's memories and personality to a degree, was to transplant the symbiote to Lieutenant Leza here. Now, all said and done, as long as there's no complications, she could technically live with the organism for the rest of her life. But after the 76-hour period, there's no chance of moving it to someone else, not without killing Leza in the process.
Understood. But you said at some point the ambassador gave you some warning, as if they knew that they might be the target of the saboteurs. Do you have any information as to why the ambassador was such a target?
Unfortunately, sir, I don't. He simply says that they would be coming, and that they were coming for him, if I recall correctly, anyway. It's been a rather hectic day.
Indeed. Is your patient in any condition to talk?
I don't know, GM. Is she in any condition to talk?
Give me a reason plus medicine difficulty 1. For the most part, she's lying there silently.
Hey, it's a 1. I'll take it. Okay. Well, sir, I believe that I could technically wake her if you definitely wanted to talk with her, but I'm showing that she is running a fever, and that I guess you would call it the joining process has already begun. So we might have a shorter window than the 76 hours.
Understood. And GM, how many ships were in the fleet approaching us?
I did not say.
Okay. Understood. I don't want to risk your patient's life, but they may have information that we desperately need.
I agree, sir. And again, I apologize for having to keep this secret, but the ambassador and Lieutenant Leza, prior to the operation, were very clear that this was information that, had they not been in mortal peril, they would have not shared with me.
Understood. And goodness knows that the Trill would not be the first species, even within the Federation, who kept certain aspects of their biology and culture from us.
Indeed. One thing while I have you, sir, I'm very hesitant to send Cerule back down to Medbay, given that it was compromised by the Orion infiltrator.
Mm-hmm.
I also am hesitant to use the conference room, because you've already given me enough to use your ready room for this purpose. What would you recommend I set up sickbay as? Or where, I should say.
And you don't want to use the conference room? Why?
Nope, sir. If I take the conference room, you won't have a conference room.
Doctor, if there's one thing that Starfleet captains dream of, is not having a conference room. So why don't you set up shop in there? Worst comes to worst, I guess I'll have to do it like they did in the old days and take care of everything on the bridge.
Understood, sir. Would you mind if I made a shipboard announcement to that effect?
Of course not. And coordinate with Starbase 621 for whatever supplies they need as well.
Yes. What is their... Yeah, never mind. I'll coordinate with them.
All right. But Lieutenant Ambassador Carr?
She's unconscious. Like, she's actually... you can kind of tell, like, she's running a fever because she's got, like, sort of a cold sweat. She looks very pale.
I need to talk to the ambassador as soon as possible, Doctor.
Understood. I'm going to look at my bag of tricks to see if I've got a drug that might help with the fever. As I desperately try to find that page in the sciences book.
Do it.
All right, let's see. No, that renders unconscious. I already gave her Servaline. I could use Cordazine to wake her up, but I need to fix the fever first. How would you feel about me using hydrocortisone?
Well, considering I don't know what it is, I feel fine about it.
All right. Same question to the GM. How would that be a bad idea or a good idea?
It's a pain med, is it not?
It is,
yeah.
but
I mean, I could see it looking.
I'm thinking it's something like acetaminophen, where it's technically a pain reliever, but it also handles fevers. So
yeah, that could work. Yeah, I was thinking along the same lines. So
cool. All right, then I would like to do a very minimal dose to see if it works, and if it looks like she's improving, I will wake her up.
Okay. Give me a control plus medicine, just the way you make sure you get the dosage right and going through the anatomy of the trill in the database that was provided to you.
Difficulty 1. What's the difficulty? Difficulty 1. I tell you what, I'm still going to give you a threat for the third die because I really want to make sure I don't screw this up. And does my xenobiology still apply as a focus?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right, let's see what happens. Okay, so I've already passed, but I'm going to re-roll one of those zeros to see if I can't get us any momentum. Hey, I get us 2 momentum. Nice.
All right, you guys should be up to 4. You definitely get the dosage right. Fever starts dying down.
All right, so I smile and turn to the captain and I say, well, this is probably the best opportunity. Let me wake her. And I will apply a correct dosage and see if she comes around.
Her eyes are she just slowly wakes, and is she in the chair or in the corner there? That's what my question.
I've literally just had her in the corner this entire time.
Okay. And she just kind of wakes up with her head thrashing from one side of the corner to the other, and then she kind of just looks around, sort of dazed.
Kind of hunker down on his heels beside her. Ambassador?
Who? I'm not the ambassador. Right. Something's wrong, Doctor. I can't.
Yeah, I get down on one knee and I give her a scan. What's wrong? You got to tell me. Does it hurt somewhere? Are you having troubles breathing? What's going on?
I don't sense Call. He's not. Why are you fighting me? And she's struggling to stay awake.
I sort of look to the captain and say, I'm no expert, sir, but I'm guessing that there's some form of mental connection that the symbiote is not allowing.
Lieutenant Tizal, we've got an Orion fleet heading towards us. I desperately need to know what the ambassador knows about any of this. The saboteurs, why the Orions are so interested, and why they might be sending ships and fleets against a starbase and a Federation starship. Lives of 750 people could be riding on this, and more.
I can't answer that, Captain. If I could, I would tell you.
You've got to try your best to make a connection with the ambassador with call.
You don't
if not-
understand, Captain. It doesn't work like that. I can't force it.
At least try to communicate somehow. Even if you can't force it, you can at least get perhaps the urgency of our situation through. Even if not the exact bit, perhaps the ambassador will reach out if he can sense that things are desperate on this side of things. I know you'll do your best, and I reassuringly kind of squeeze her shoulder. And I look at the doctor and I say, if she comes up with anything, let me know. I'm needed on the bridge.
And
You'll be the
during that
first to
time-
know, sir.
And as you're saying that, she sort of hunkers over, crunching her abdomen, and it's like, "Oh God, what's wrong? The pain."
I
And she
immediately
passes
take
out.
my tricorder. Yeah, I immediately take my tricorder and do another scan of her to see what's going on.
I get out of the
Reason
way.
plus medicine.
Okay. Difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
I'll give you a threat. All right, so hey, even got us some two momentum. Very nice. I believe we're capped.
Yep, you're definitely capped. So I came up with this on the fly. The symbiote is actively causing harm to her.
Would you say this is more of it's basically sending pain signals through the nervous system, kind of messing with her? Or is this more the symbiote is actively trying to physically worm its way out of her?
It's actively inducing pain signals through the nervous system.
Okay. Was anything even remotely related to this covered in the briefing that she gave me?
Nope.
Of course not. Okay. Well, one of my values is when in doubt, improvise. So let's stick with that. I think what I'm going to do is apply more pain reliever in the hopes that it at least dampens the amount of pain she's feeling.
Okay. Give me a control medicine, difficulty 2, since it's not covering. You're making sure you get the dosage right.
All right.
'Cause,
Well,
You're almost maybe going beyond the threshold that you should.
right. Out of character, I know I can go very high, but in character, I don't know that. Yeah, I'm going to give you another threat because, again, this is rather important we get it right. Again, didn't need it. So that's 2 successes, which I might spend on an advantage if you'll let me.
What is the advantage?
Well, if it's all right, can I know whether or not the pain reliever worked?
Yeah. I mean, the pain. She's definitely not in any pain. But I'm going to spend some threat here. That she's actually kind of unconscious at the moment.
Okay. Then my advantage will be to cancel out that complication by saying that due to some, shall we say creative drug concoction, that she is less unconscious and more asleep. That way, if she does know anything or comes round, she can still communicate. Kind of that she's, medically fine, but she's sleeping, not like out.
Okay. I will allow it. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Cool.
I'll head back to the bridge.
And
All right,
I guess, real quick
sorry, go
though, just as a point of order, yeah, I would use the captain's comm unit to start coordinating with Starbase 621, and I'd also have Cerule handle the shipwide announcement that any sort of emergency medicine that needs to go aboard on ship needs to come up to the conference room.
Okay. Well, most of the crew will find that. Will accept that. They just find it damn particular. Curious. Why are we reporting
can
for medical
speculate
emergency in the
all,
conference room?
Well, you know, the real reason I the conference room is because there's fresh coffee in there. So, you know.
That's right. Always.
All right. I'm not gonna make you make a roll for the medical supplies, but you do coordinate with what they need. For the most part, you have some of the stuff that they need. The rest of the stuff they'll have to synthesize on their own.
Okay. And yeah, I would give whatever the appropriate amount from our stores would be that would not necessarily leave us bankrupt.
Right. As for the planet side with the down cargo ship, well, Martian missile, what are you guys doing?
What was the ETA on the fleet?
1 hour, sir.
Are they in communications range, Ensign Mira?
I've been trying to hail them, sir. I haven't gotten a response.
Is GM is 621? Is this like solidly Federation space, or are we in contested space?
It's open space essentially. Starfleet
Okay.
just decided to put a station out here because they felt like they needed to.
All right. So we really have no right to contest the fleet's passage through this sector of space.
Right.
Okay.
We can posture like a. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. Lieutenant Mira, send a message to Starfleet Command and any Starfleet vessels in the area requesting support as soon as possible. Inform them of our situation. Mr. Morgan, did you get us anything on any Orion activity in this sector recently?
GM, did I find anything else out? Captain, there have been no reports.
I thought as much. Commander von Wartburg,
Aye, sir.
they're going to be on us in an hour. That's all the time you will have if we find any survivors below.
Likely less than that, sir. But
True.
Do you want to scan the planet?
I will. I'll launch the probe I was intending to do first, and then I'll scan the planet.
Okay. You launch the probe. Probe's away, heads towards the planet.
Oh, sorry.
So that's where.
I'll clarify. I'm launching a probe in the direction of the approaching fleet to act as a sort of early warning beacon to us. So that way we might get a scan on them before they get in shooting range. That's more of an offhand. I'll shoot the probe off, and then I'll turn and scan the planet.
Okay, so you want to use it as a advantage, essentially, as a early warning beacon, and also get a free scan on them. So, I would say that's probably 2 momentum spend for that.
Sure, I won't fight you on that. I will pay that gladly.
Okay.
Are we in range to scan the planet?
You probably need to move slightly closer to it. The station's in a more high orbit around the planet.
I'll probably I'll launch another probe then at the planet, so we don't have to move out of our position.
Okay. Probe wrench is using extension, so go ahead and you launch that probe. Go ahead and give me a reason plus science difficulty 1, assisted by the ship sensors plus science, since the probe is an extension.
I'm going to spend 1 momentum for an extra die.
I believe that's how probes are used. Don't really
probe
use them all
changes
that
are. Yeah, they basically change the range. Where the probe is effectively what our range to target is for scan.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah,
it's also good for scan for weakness. Fun enough, but that hasn't come up for me very often. Oh, thank you, ship. No. Thank you so very much.
Get 1 momentum back, so you get that momentum back.
Oh, wait, do we have like fancy sensors that make this easier?
Yeah, we do have fancy sensors.
I think you have you have advanced sensor speed.
Down by, no.
Yeah, so it's actually difficulty 0. So yeah, you gain 2 momentum.
Scanning now, sir. Probes away.
Sorry,
Captain, I took the liberty of launching a probe to be an early warning beacon for the oncoming fleet, just so we have a bit more of a chance to get a scan of them before they get within shooting range of us.
Good thinking, XO. Let me know when you know.
Aye, sir. Got something on the planet. 5 life forms. And it looks to be a crashed vessel on the planet's surface. And my favorite class of planet, Class L. Freebie question. This might be medicine, but oh well. I'll ask anyway. Actually, no. Are the life forms in vessel close together, or are they spread out over a long distance? One second. I'm going to spend a momentum to ask you a question. How long do they have before that storm gets to them? Okay. Oh, Captain. Good news is the 5 life forms are together with the crash vessel. Bad news is there's an ion storm inbound to the crash site, and it will get to them in about an hour.
Well, this day keeps getting more and more interesting.
That's the one word to use, sir.
And Samira, get me Commander Martel.
Martel here.
Commander Martel, what's the status of our transporters?
Sorry.
I've got them laid out in front of me right now, Captain.
Can you give me an estimate on how long it would take you to get them up and running for an emergency beam out from the planet below?
1 second. I could have it for you in 2 hours.
Understood. Carry on. Well, XO, pick your away team for a shuttle evac below. I would highly recommend you take Sanadel as your helmsman, particularly if you might be dealing with bad weather.
Can you spare the doctor? They might be badly wounded down there.
don't know that the doctor is going to be able to come. His patient's taking a turn. However, he could probably spare Lieutenant Sorrel.
Very good.
Oh, and by the way, XO, I'm promoting Sorrel, field promotion to Lieutenant Junior Grade for her actions in defending, above and beyond defending sick bay and her patients, and the doctor for that matter.
Very good, Captain. Amira, note that in the log, please. Thank you. Lieutenant Sonadell, Lieutenant Morgan, you're with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sonadell, please alert Shuttle Bay that we'll be taking one of the shuttles down.
Yes, sir. And she does that. In fact, she requests the shuttle they came in on. Because she knows that one.
Mira, could you summon Lieutenant Junior Grade Sorrel to Shuttle Bay 1, please?
Of course. Lieutenant Sorrel, please report to Shuttle Bay 1.
All right. And yeah, Marlo would let her go, no problem. And while I do that, I have to figure out what to give her as she's activated again.
This is spending a crew support, by the way, guys. So if you're going to use her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Support.
Since the doctor's busy saving a life like a freaking hero. Jeez.
Stupid hero doctors.
Which would you guys think is better, field medicine or first response?
Ooh. Medical people usually have their kits. First response seems more...
Yeah, let's go first response.
Yeah.
Field medicine I always find is better for someone who's not normally medicine.
Unless there's something more badass in the medical book.
Yeah.
There is, but they're more like Marlo talents than they would be Cerule.
Fair enough. Yeah, they really do tend to be more like, doctory rather than, even physician assistant-y.
Right. Yeah, let's go first response.
I feel like that was it. I have field medicine. I've had to use it at least once.
The EVA suits won't cost you anything because I gave you information on the air quality on the plant below, since that would have came up on that scan. Yeah. As for the transponders, would probably cost you.
Yeah, they'll cost us one for at least that. I don't know if I want to bring anything else.
Sonadell
transporter enhancer?
One injection just in case.
We don't have transporters within 2 hours.
This is true.
I thought of that. I was like, wait, there's no reason to bring them. Because somebody didn't build them yet. It's fine. He's busy building the ship from scratch.
Yeah, Sonadell is bringing at least one injection. Just in case.
I think this is a good time to give the chief engineer a task to do.
Yeah, I would have suggested, yeah.
Oh boy.
35. Okay. Jeez and Pete.
Oh wow.
He's building them from scratch, practically. Yeah. So.
I can barely see that. Good grief! Let me zoom in.
He's about to IKEA the shit out of this.
I was about to say, is there like an IKEA instruction manual? Yeah.
It's the Flugeldorp transporter.
Yeah.
Is it the control engineering, please?
Do you want to activate
go
one of
back
your engineering
to
gods to assist you?
Oh man.
Sorry,
I'd
I have
also
to go back to my earlier sessions notes real quick.
Oh, okay.
Because this was supposed to be done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be probably a control plus engineering difficulty 3. No assist from the ship because.
That's fine. I'll use my chief engineer talent. Basically, my advantage with having the engineering team. It's not just me working on this; it's a whole team, and lowering the difficulty down to 2.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'll give you 2 work on this. I'll let you do 2 2 times since you were working on it during mid-conversation, and then also currently. So.
Okay. So. Yeah. I'm going to minimize that for a second. Spend a momentum for an extra dice. Since I don't have bold engineering.
Got a momentum.
Yep.
Roll
keep in
7
mind,
challenge dice.
Keep in mind I have Nick of Time and Intense Scrutiny, extra work, and piercing for every effect rolled.
Yep.
Spending the momentum I gain to re-roll 3 dice. Oh, crud!
So that's 7 work done.
Yeah, 7.
And that's 1 breakthrough.
Yeah, that's
and that
1
lowers the
breakthrough. I don't have
difficulty down.
Miracle Worker.
Yep. If only you did.
Yeah. That lowers the difficulty down to a base 2 with my advantage still in play. Does it lower it down to base 1? Or diff 1?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool.
So, control plus engineering again.
Momentum. Let me roll this first. Oh, big time. And yeah, I'll just keep that momentum banked.
So that's 9 work. So you pretty much crush
2,
the.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's 9 work.
Alright, that's 2 breakthroughs and 16 on the work track. And that puts the difficulty down to 1.
Wouldn't that be 4 breakthroughs if with his talent?
No.
Because I don't have Miracle Worker, so it doesn't. I've got Nick of Time and Intense Scrutiny for extended tasks. I need Miracle Worker, yeah.
Okay. With that, we'll go to the shuttle crew as they get ready to depart. Is there anything else you're taking?
Can we store extra EVA suits for the life forms? So when they're fixed up, we can start suiting them up. Or is that can you put someone in an EVA suit when they're unconscious? Shoot.
Yeah.
There's actually a medical device.
Oh, there you go.
I was about to say, Starfleet has to have some sort of emergency environment sack you can shove people in.
Yeah, because all the nice surgery in the world won't mean anything if they just choke to death down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we all have Type 2s now, and I want to reiterate, Sonadel has a syringe of her meds.
Oh, that'll cost 1 determination. Whoa, what?
So, you guys probably won't be able to do it because it's a stasis unit. And 1, I don't think the shuttle's going to have enough room to fit 5 of them. And
Stack them
2, well, if you take 5, that's going to give me 10 threat. It's going to cost you 5 momentum. Because they're a little bit unorthodox to take.
Take the EVA suits. We'll dress them if we have to.
Well, no, EVA suits are 2 opportunity per. Normally.
Yeah.
We're getting them for free because we need them to go down there to even try.
Maybe they have their own.
We just need at least one of those to transport them from the outside into the shuttle. That way, because the shuttle has controlled atmosphere.
But it doesn't have an airlock.
I don't know. Can we use the same logic we did for our EVA suits not costing anything? We know what we're... I mean, we don't know if they have EVA suits or not, but to be safe, we know how many people are there. We know the atmosphere.
How about... Wait, we're not worried about EVA suits. We just need we just need to be able to give them oxygen. They just need to be able to breathe. They don't need
rebreathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do we know if the ship is completely destroyed, or is it possible for us to try to get environmental online on the ship?
From my scan, it was crashed. I didn't do too much of a detailed scan, but on a quick glance, it looked like it was getting up. But if we get down up close, we might be able to get a better idea of it. We might be able to finagle it into a working order. But my primary goal is to get to
evacuate. Yeah.
So I'd like to bring along some rebreathers of some kind, like just breathing apparatuses, to at least give them, while we're working on them, we have some that they're not just breathing toxic air.
Okay. I will say that's going to cost you 2 momentum, since you're going to create an advantage.
I'll bite that bullet.
Because there's really there's no item I don't remember. At least I can't find it in the core rulebook.
Yeah, there's no standard item for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna classify that as an advantage.
Fair enough. Transporter things. That's it. We're gonna go with what we got. All right, we're good to Sanado, when you're ready. Notify the captain that we're ready to go and get a set course for the planet.
Alright, and she comes up to the bridge. Captain, this is the shuttle... I don't know which one we took.
1.
This is the shuttle Coronis, preparing to leave and head towards the planet.
Cronus, you are cleared for departure. Good luck.
Ooh, these are Type 3s. Yay, we don't have to grab a shuttle.
She does as it was said in Lost in Space, and the monkey flips the switch.
Okay, so let's go to that.
Nice
little view of the outside of the ship.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh, I like.
Yep. So, give me so as you head towards the planet, you start entering the atmosphere. As you're going ahead, you're trying to approach it. Pretty much the storm is from the ship in position you're in the atmosphere. You're flying. Pretty much you're going to fly through part of the storm and then past it to get to the crash site.
Yep.
And this storm, as you see on through the nice giant window in the cockpit, it's massive.
Yeah,
so lightning strikes, kind of... everything you see from space. It's
when she goes to enter atmosphere and go through the storm, she just kind of says in a cocky tone, "Hold on to your seats, boys," and she goes in.
All right, this is going to be so. This is going to be a daring plus control difficulty 3, complication range 3.
Okay, difficulty 3. What was the roll?
Complication range 3. Yes, daring con.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Everything's fine. Small craft. And I will give you a threat. No, I'll give you 2 threat and spend that momentum for 4th die. And okay. I'm gonna re-roll one of those at least.
So he flies us into the ship.
Well, you do get a momentum.
Yeah.
However,
That's not enough to get. Yeah.
So the ship is going as the enters the atmosphere, goes straight through the storm, and you're struck by a bolt of lightning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ship takes 2 damage, so not a whole lot.
Everything's good. Everything's all right.
Morgan's getting a little antsy at this point.
As the ship, you do notice though, as part of the complication, it's you're going at a much more steeper angle than you initially calculated.
Yeah.
So as you're coming hot. Give me a daring plus con. Yeah, difficulty 4, and the complication is still 3.
That seems like a very determined thing to do there, pilot.
Yeah. Would I don't believe in a red line count as a value? Or fast ship,
No.
Strange New Worlds? I've never been to this planet before. It's strange and new to me.
I'll take the second one.
Okay. Then I'm going to use that for the auto successes. Then I'm going to give you a threat for a 3rd dice.
You need 2?
Or 2 threat. Yeah.
Are you spending the momentum and the threat?
Momentum and a threat, yeah. Alright.
Wow.
I'm going to re-roll that. I'm going to re-roll it. That's 5.
Yeah, get the momentum back, and just barely you land the shuttle slightly off course, but it's in a bed of kind of open field, and the crash site's not too far away. Oh yeah, the ship assist. My bad. Yeah, if you really want the engines plus con from the shuttles. Complication range is gonna be 3 though.
Yeah, no. Oh, never mind. That works.
There you go. Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Way to not listen. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, it could have been really bad. That's a really good roll.
That's why I was like, yeah.
Alright, now, on the ship, is there anything else anyone wants to do before we go to the next scene?
I'd like a fresh pot of coffee.
That's always a good idea. The captain is actually going to see if he can't sweet talk Starbase 621 into giving us a few photon torpedoes, since we left without them.
Yeah, they come back to you, and I'm gonna spend a complication saying that they ran out. They exploded all those in that 12-hour attack that they had.
That was worth a shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they had some but weren't willing to give them up, I would say that Marlowe probably would have been like, "Hey, I'll give you this if you give us torpedoes." But oh well.
Yeah. So.
You don't need torpedoes. Alright, so we're going to head to scene 2. So you go down 1 momentum. So on the surface of the planet, just to let you guys know, you definitely feel the difference in gravity. The planet's gravity is a lot heavier than Earth normal. So while you're on the surface of the planet, it's a +1 difficulty increase for any sort of physical activities.
Okay. Cool.
So to put on your EVA suits, it's going to be a difficulty 1.
Okay then.
What sort of check would that be?
Oh, that is a good question. Because I don't even think that's covered.
It's it'd be
security
con because it's flight.
Usually it's to move around. For con. I guess I could say it'd probably fitness con. Probably fitness con. That or security.
I mean, I'm gonna take security if you give me security because my god is con my dump stat.
Same here.
It's like I could see con, engineering, and security on those.
I'll take security as well.
Yeah.
In that case, take a threat for my role. Because I can use con.
It's difficulty 1. Yeah, fitness con to put this stuff on. There's one
GM, I have a focus in athletics. Would that apply?
No, unless you had a focus in EVA suits, probably not.
Gotcha. All right.
It's
take
2
a threat.
out of 4. It's 3. Hey, 3 momentum gain.
We also have our doctor person. Oh, Marlo rolled already. Sorry.
Yeah, I already rolled.
Yep. So everyone is in their EVA suits.
Everyone check your seals. Is everyone all right?
Looking good, sir.
Away team to Argo. Please come in.
Argo here.
Verifying contact. We have made planetfall. Proceeding to crash site.
Understood.
Lieutenant, you meant to do that, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the correct answer, Lieutenant. All right. Time to go hiking.
Okay. So you open the doors?
Yep. Actually, do these shuttles have beaming mechanisms? No, never mind, because we'd have to beam back in again. But...
Okay. So the doors to the shuttle come down, and before you see it's a giant field. It's kind of interesting. The sky is not like a normal blue. It's kind of like got a purple hue to it. And as you look down on the ground, they almost seem like they could be flower-like, yet almost not yet bloomed in a way. But you can tell that the wind is getting kind of strong. And as you look behind or look in a different direction, you can actually see the storm coming in.
Do we know about how long we might have at this point?
I think...
oh,
go ahead.
Probably right around 45 minutes.
Okay.
45 to 50 minutes.
Sonadel would tell you 30.
Lieutenant, can you give me a preliminary scan of those flowers? Make sure they're not going to do something if we get too close to them. He says to the newly promoted lieutenant.
Okay. So Sruel nods and bends down and begins scanning the flowers.
Give me a reason plus science.
Cool.
Difficulty
and she
1.
definitely does not have a focus.
It would be botany. Hey, you got it.
Hey, I still got a 1.
Oh, why did I not?
I mean, I have a feeling what you're going to tell me is that the same as Friday.
They're close. They're close.
Okay. Then,
yeah, they're close. They are a flower type that seems to bloom occasionally. They have not yet, but they do emit They do have a pollen that seems that they might emit that could be almost used as a neurotoxin.
All right, then Srule's response will be, well, sir, I would recommend that we are very careful with decontamination. The spores of this plant are a painful neurotoxin, or at least I think they'd be painful. Needless to say, I would be very careful about spreading this around.
Very good. As long as they won't affect our EVA suits, we'll continue on to the crash site then. Bases on stun, keep your heads on a swivel.
Alright, I need everyone to give me fitness plus con, difficulty 1. So you're using EVA suits.
Apparently, Cerule is very good at this.
And Morgan is not.
GM, I'm gonna spend one of those momentum for an extra die.
Okay.
I think we're over cap at the moment anyway.
Yeah,
spending 2 to kill that complication. Actually, there's 2 there for my success, so I'll just kill my own complication.
So you had 3. You bought 1. That's 2. Yeah. So you're back at 5. Is that right? Yeah. Morgan, you as you're moving hastily towards the crash site, you trip and fall.
Ugh. How bad?
Let's find out.
10 challenge dice later.
Oh, God.
10 challenge.
Shred my suit.
Oh, God.
Oh, my. Okay.
The suit gives resistance.
Suit does give resistance of 2, I believe. Or is it 1?
It's 1. It's in a biosuit.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 threat here.
Oh God.
You're So yeah, the seal on your suit is cracked. It is not all non-lethal damage, so you don't have to really worry too much about it. But you do fall, you're kind of in a daze and practically knocked out.
I was gonna say, isn't that already an injury though?
It is an injury. It's a non-lethal injury because it's 5.
So Cerule's immediately gonna rush over and attempt to do first aid, see what the hell's going on.
Okay. So first aid. So that's daring plus medicine. Difficulty 2.
And I know we're not technically in combat, but would you say first response applies?
So I'm trying to remember what that does. That lowers the difficulty by 1.
It gives me a bonus d20, and I may always succeed at cost. But the downside is that if I roll a complication, it's +1 difficulty to heal subsequent injuries.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I mean, you're doing a first aid task. So
cool. Alrighty. So 3 dice. Let's see what happens. 3 successes.
Nice.
Some momentum. And I'll allow you do fix the air leak, but he did inhale a bit of toxin.
Well, do you want the good news or the bad news?
I want quick news, nurse. What's going on?
He inhaled some of the spores I just told everyone not to inhale.
Prognosis?
Unsure, but I'm going to keep a close eye on him.
Morgan's just kind of being woozy and, blinking rapidly and just trying to kind of stay conscious at this point.
Give me a reason plus medicine, difficulty 2. This is to kind of identify the pathogen that has entered his bloodstream. Well, his respiratory system. Sorry.
Well, we've got momentum, so take 1, and let's see what happens. Yeah, 2 successes.
Whoa.
All right. So, very quickly, Cerule reads her tricord and says, in about 10 minutes, he's not going to be feeling great, sir. We're talking anything from blurred vision to psychosis to madness to suicide.
Son Odell, how long did it take us to get down here?
10 minutes, sir. But that was going easy.
Very good. All right, then. Cerule, you're going to have to take Lieutenant Morgan back to the shuttle and do what you can for him there. We're going to have to hustle the patients back from the crash site. Do what you can for him. Keep him sedated if you have to. I don't want him hurting himself or you.
He's fine.
And I would...
For now.
Yeah, but 10 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So mechanically, the way this is going to work is within game time, 10 minutes, he's going to have to make a fitness plus medicine check, difficulty 2. Now, if he manages to make the check, he prolongs the symptoms. Okay.
So the symptoms start in 10 minutes, right? Like, do we know?
Yes.
Do we know how long it's going to take until I'm trying to
Every
eliminate
hour.
myself?
Okay. And then after that, every game time, every hour, you're going on that you are infected with this for every hour afterwards. You are going to have to make another check. And if you fail, the difficulty goes up by 1, and you get 1 of the symptoms. So the first symptom you would get would be blurred vision. You would also suffer 1 fatigue, which that pretty much reduces your stress by 1. To the point
and
that
the important thing to note is that if you hit 0 stress because of fatigue, you're super dead. There's nothing we can do.
Okay, cool.
So he's fine, is what you're saying.
For now.
Fine for 10 minutes, sir. Maybe.
Very Sir, good. I'll do what you think is best, but if we're only going to be down here for 30 minutes, I might be able to keep trucking for a while.
I want you to back on the shuttle. Nurse, I want you to contact the chief medical officer and get further advice. If he's cleared to move around, that's fine. If he's cleared to sit there and get treated, then he sit there and gets treated. I'm not having you die on my first mission.
Yes, sir.
Understood, sir.
Oh.
Morgan turns around and kind of huffs back towards the shuttle.
And Cerule does follow.
Lieutenant Sanadell, mind your feet.
All right, so I have 2 heading towards the shuttle and the other 2 heading to the crash site. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Well, if someone shoots me and takes over.
So I would say Sanadell and the XO arrive to the crash site. not gonna make you make another fitness con check, because that was the one check you needed anyway to get there. It's just midway through, someone decided to take a fall, and now it's heading back.
You could die.
Yeah.
I just don't want to work today.
So yeah, you get to the crash site. You do manage to find a airlock hatch, and the ship looks pretty banged up. Like there's debris scattered throughout this whole entire field. The one thing you do notice though, as you're walking down, the flowers come up and start to bloom, and as they bloom, they emit these pollen that kind of are almost bioluminescent, and they start filling the air. It's actually quite pretty. It looks almost rainbowish color, in a way.
Oh yeah. Sonadel is enjoying this, but yeah.
I do a quick scan to see if there's any new changes to the atmosphere, if there's any electric charges or any new problems occurring because of what this luminescence is.
Nothing's really changed in the air, but you are detecting that the ionization levels are getting higher, which means the storm is approaching.
Then I will go try and open the hatch.
That is going to be a fitness plus security difficulty 2.
Oh. Okay, that's fine. I can still do it. Which momentum do we have?
Actually, as she's working on that, I'm going to scan the ship. Are they airtight still?
Give me a reason plus science difficulty 1.
I'll let you do that first, and then I'll make my roll. But I'm spending a momentum for third dice. If and when I make that roll.
Gain a momentum, and no, the ship is not airtight.
Okay, I don't feel bad now.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, with my free question, can I tell how much of the cabin has been filled with the neurotoxin? Are they just flush full, or are they just filling up now?
It's pretty much flush full.
Be advised, Lieutenant, they've been breathing this for the last while.
Okay. And she yanks on the door really hard.
Yeah, you essentially you're doing a manual release. You open the door, the hatch rolls open, and you can enter inside.
Sir?
Okay, Lieutenant, I'll take point. Phasers on stun. Keep an eye out. If you see anything, let me know.
Yes, sir. And I'm actually going to start keeping an empathic eye out, as well as have my phaser out, keeping my head on a swivel. Oh, I assume they probably are psychotic, but...
Yes, I enter into the cabin, phaser in one hand, tricorder in the other.
I just have my handful of phaser.
Okay. As you walk inside the ship, you do notice that there are actually bodies on the ground. Some look like they could have died in different ways. There is actually blood against one wall, as it's pretty bad, and there's a crew member on the floor, on the ground with looks like his head's bashed in.
I'm gonna look around and see if they have an emergency med kit aboard the ship.
Yeah, Sonadel has jumped a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean you can give me like a reason plus medicine roll to see what they're not moving, but to see what they possibly died from.
Okay.
And or see if there's any life signs aboard the ship still.
Okay, I will do that. I'll spend one momentum for an extra die. I'm spending my determination to re-roll. Knowledge preserves us from the ignorant. Or, service doesn't always ask us what we expect.
Both. I will accept both. One or the other.
And goodbye, determination. I hardly knew you. All right, set it for bioscanning. Right.
Okay.
Sorry, I had the wrong setting on my tricorder.
So, as you're going around scanning, the one looked like it was a self-inflicted wound. The other looked like he possibly died during the crash.
What about the other? There was 5?
And then for the life signs, you are still picking up 5 life forms aboard the ship.
So they both seem dead from different means.
Yeah. And then we're going to cut to... Okay. Yep. And then with that, we're going to cut to the bridge. So get rid of people that are on here that are not supposed to be here. All right. So, Captain, you get a communication from the shuttlecraft that Cyril and Lieutenant Morgan have returned to the shuttle. Lieutenant Morgan seems to be infected with some sort of pathogen.
Haggard to Doctor.
This is Marlowe. Please tell me something else didn't explode.
I wish I could, Doctor. Apparently, Lieutenant Morgan has gotten himself infected with some sort of neurotoxin on the planet below. Lieutenant Cerule is attempting treatment in the shuttlecraft, but she, I can only guess, would benefit from coordinating with you and the ship's medical databases.
All right, I'll see what I can do. And to save myself from talking to myself, Cerule would basically tell the doctor everything up to this point, and then Marlowe would see if there's anything on record that would help.
So you're going to go through the medical database?
Yep.
That's going to probably be an insight medicine. Difficulty 0.
Okay. Infectious diseases, maybe.
Sure.
Cool. All right, let's see what happens. 2 successes.
Okay. Max momentum. There is a note from a landing party from 61 that investigated quite a long time ago, about 20 years ago, that the spores of a particular planet emit a neurotoxin that is highly deadly to humanoid life forms. Apparently it binds to the nervous system in the brain and causes, what you now know. There is no cure on record, though, because they have never dared to test it on a live subject, and no one has been foolish enough to be infected. Sorry.
Well, remind me, we don't have advanced sickbay or laboratories on the Argo, do we?
Next Tuesday.
Nope.
Next Tuesday. See, it's kind of the catch-22. Like, the doctor wants to help and obviously needs to go down to sickbay to help and run some tests, but he can't leave the ambassador. Decisions. Let me ask this. We have 6 momentum, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do this. I'd like to spend 2 of it to create an advantage And that advantage is going to be that Marlowe is able to do some guesstimating and has a few possible treatments that might work, or at least give him enough time to get back up to the ship. But as you said, this kind of treatment has never been tested before and probably has a very high complication range.
I think there is a drug in the science book that works on neurotoxins.
Right, I'm looking at that now. There's a lot of radiation ones. There's alkazine, which helps prevent neurological damage, but it doesn't actually treat it. There's also cortisine, which helps with contact with powerful chemicals. And I think the rest are all like burns or breathing or radiation.
Where the hell's in the dick doll when you need one?
I would allow the advantage that the enerzine would delay his onset, or give enough time to allow the shuttle, for them to get back to the shuttle, complete their mission, essentially, before he hits the first interval.
I'll take it. And yeah, so he imparts this always rule and says, we got to keep him in quarantine, and the only place I know that's quarantine ready is the sick bay. So, Cerule, I think you're just going to have to take charge here. That, or we need to swap off with the ambassador. And Cerule just says, of course, Doctor. Away team out. And yeah, she goes to provide the treatment in the hopes that it will buy them time.
All right. The person that is currently on science will tell you that long-range sensors are still showing that the fleet is still en route to your guys' location. ETA is roughly 30 minutes.
Any response to our hails, Ensign Mira?
They have not said anything yet.
Record this and broadcast and keep it going out. This is Captain Ulysses Haggard of the USS Argo. You are approaching a Federation starbase. Please advise of your intentions. Repeat, this is Captain Ulysses Haggard of the USS Argo. You are approaching a Federation starbase, and we demand to know your intentions. Keep sending that on all frequencies, Mira.
Understood, sir. And she does that.
All right.
All right.
I actually would like a word with the doctor.
You know where to find me.
All right. Ensign Haran, or Ensign Mira, why not? You have the bridge.
Kind of like shock.
Doctor, could you step out in the hallway with me for just a second?
Sure.
Doctor, it occurs to me that one of the reasons Lieutenant Tazal may be experiencing some difficulties with the situation, is it theoretically possible that the lieutenant could be one of the people working against the ambassador, and therefore the ambassador is not all that keen on being integrated with her?
Add a character. I haven't noticed anything untoward because I've been working on her this entire time.
No, you haven't noticed anything.
Okay. Then to the captain I say, Well, to put it bluntly, sir, if she wanted to harm the ambassador, she's had much better opportunities to do so.
That thought occurred to me as well. However, something about that situation doesn't seem right. Although, admittedly, I know nothing about the biology we're speaking of. Were you able to help Ensign Morgan or Lieutenant Morgan at all?
Well, I'm hoping I bought him some time. I think what's going to happen, sir, is I will have to turn the conference room, either that or risk sickbay again. I'm going to need an isolation chamber, and really the only secure isolation chamber is sickbay. If we can spare any security personnel, if we could get a full sweep of sickbay, it would go a long way.
I'll take care of that. Also, keep in mind we are in orbit of a starbase, which will have much more extensive medical facilities and laboratories that we have. I'm sure that 621 would put them at your disposal, although undoubtedly they are somewhat covered up. But whatever you need to do what you need to do, just let me know, and I'll do what I can to get it for you.
Well, if you know how to clone someone, that would come in real handy right about now.
Not personally, but I know a guy. I'll make a call.
Thanks, Captain.
And yeah, I will tell whoever's in security to run a security sweep of sickbay, to go down there with rebreathers, and make sure that the toxins are cleared out of the air and that they're look for explosive devices and any kind of sabotage that they can detect, and on the double.
Okay. So the security team does that. They report back that they found nothing, but they are inquiring as to why there's a patient with no one attended. It's still in sickbay.
Doctor, I'll just do it over the intercom. Doctor, do you have a patient in sickbay?
Remember what I said about certain people and where certain people came from?
Ah, of course. I completely forgotten about that. Of course, understood. Sickbay appears to be clear. The security team has done a thorough sweep from both atmospheric and more kinetic threats, so you should be good to return down there.
All right. I'm going to need every single corridor between myself and sickbay cleared so that I may move our VIP. And then, yeah, if I could get security in rebreathers and other anti-gas equipment outside, that would be lovely.
Haggard will pass along those orders. Ensign Mira, do a little research for me. See if there are any codes that Starfleet knows that the Orions have broken, but perhaps the Orions don't realize that Starfleet knows about them. Let's see if we can't find some sort of advantage if we find ourselves in a fleet-scale battle with just us and a starbase.
Of course, sir. And you wanting her to make like a roll or something?
Just do whatever. I'm assuming comm officers get various updates, like okay, the Orions have broken. Starfleet intelligence reports the Orions have broken code B, so here's the updated code C, that kind of stuff. But if she could find a fairly recent code that we know the Orions can read, but the Orions aren't aware that we know that they can read it, something that in theory I could pull a Corbomite maneuver kind of thing, where I broadcast something over a coded channel that I know the Orions can read. But they won't suspect. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Trojan horse that shit.
Right.
Let's see here. I'll have her make a roll for this. Let's say this is going to probably be a difficulty. Let's make it 4. Now my question is, do you want her to spend some momentum?
Yeah, let's let her.
All right. So since it's difficulty 4, how much dice do you guys want her to roll?
Good with 4 if everybody else is.
What do you guys on the planet surface think? You're the more likely to find yourselves in desperate need of.
I just answered. I have bold con, so momentum doesn't help me necessarily.
You might as well go
it
for
does,
it.
but it doesn't. Yeah.
You might as well go for it, because if we lose the ship, there's no it won't matter for us down here.
All right. Let's use to spend it all.
3 momentum being spent.
All right.
Nice.
So get 2 of that back, and she just says like, Captain, I do have some data here for you. There are some codes. They are older ones, but I'm sure they could work for your plan.
Excellent. Keep those called up and ready.
Understood. And Doctor, as you're getting ready to move the patient, you notice that her skin color has turned more white, and her fever has slightly returned.
This is a long shot, but do we have any Vulcans on board?
I don't think you do.
Who aren't Romulans?
Yeah, preferably non-Romulan Vulcans.
Well, the only Vulcan that you had was a security officer who was a Romulan saboteur, so...
There's 750 life forms on this ship. There's bound to be a Vulcan or two.
Because the reason I ask is because as hesitant as Marlowe would be to bring someone else in on this, the only thing he can really think of at this moment to not only try and help the lieutenant, but also to waylay the captain's fears is a mind meld.
I'm willing to spend 2 momentum to create an advantage that there is a mind meld trained Vulcan on the ship somewhere.
Real quick, do we have a ship's counselor?
I'm trying to remember. Like, I think that's almost, is that standard practice now? Because earlier, because there was a certain
Excelsior
date.
Size, maybe. Yeah,
well, it's just the time period, because they didn't have counselors on board ships. They didn't start doing that until, I want to say, almost 2280s. So there might be one. It's in the science book.
Oh God, we
I read it.
Vulcan therapist.
Sure, why not? That is an excellent NPC. I'm not going to have stats for it just yet, but I will come up with one later down the road. But yeah, well, say there's a Vulcan counselor.
If you give me a sheet, I'll stat it up. I'm not going to run them. I think the captain should run them because it was their idea. But I will gladly stat that for the captain.
I find your emotionalism about your relationship to be completely illogical.
Hey, well, there's
Have
a
you
sheet.
tried not thinking illogically?
But real quick, give me a reason plus medicine difficulty 2 on the lieutenant there, if you want.
Yeah, have a threat. Okay, I get us some momentum.
Well, part of it is what you assumed, but it's a little bit extra there.
Okay, it does say in the science book that the use of widespread mandatory use of counselors began in the 24th century.
24, okay.
But that says widespread and mandatory, so it doesn't necessarily mean that we couldn't have, as part of the medical staff, a trained Vulcan psychologist or whatever.
As much as having like a dedicated geologist as your science team, we don't need, but it's nice to have one.
Right.
Okay, looking at what you've just sent me, is this the test, the symbiote commission test, or is this a different test?
It's a genetic profile test. Essentially, for compatibility.
Because I don't think I would have done the surgery if she wasn't genetically compatible. So everybody else knows what's going on. Can maybe help me out, OOC. So the symbiont is actively resisting the joining process. Okay. And I don't have really any information based on what I've been given so far as to why. But that there was some sort of test that Leza did before the surgery. And as we just know, it would have been some form of genetic test.
Did she tell you the results? I mean, maybe she did the thing where, she took the test, saw the results were bad, but thought that maybe since we were really on the way at that point, that she and the symbiote both could survive long enough.
If you spend a momentum, I will give you the answer to that.
I'll spend the momentum I just got to get that answer.
And that was you going through the records.
Okay. And she did test positive for this, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so she is biologically compatible. All right, so she is who she claims to be. All right, so yeah, I think at this point we need to bring in the mind melder, see if we can learn anything there, and then... Yeah. I have a backup option. I don't like the backup option, but I have one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, right. Just give me like 10 minutes, and I'll have the NPC ready.
That's fine. We're gonna go to the next scene. So you go down one momentum.
Oh crud! I was hoping to make a transporter.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Yep, no, we'll do that. I forgot. That is my fault. I'm getting caught up.
Speaking of which, with my current advantage, it is difficulty 0, I believe.
Yes, it would be difficulty 0. So it's going to be control plus engineering. Difficulty 0. Get a momentum. All right.
You know what? I'm just going to spend this 1 momentum that I just gained on 1 extra work, making it 10 work.
Well, you're at 25 work without that, so...
Oh.
And even going to 10 work, I mean, you can do that.
Doesn't give me a second breakthrough, yeah.
Doesn't give you a second breakthrough. It's your choice.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll keep the momentum. Never mind. I'm at 25. Okay. I can do a 10 next time.
All right. You're at 3 breakthroughs, 25 on the work track. Its base difficulty goes down to actually 0, even though with your advantage. So, almost got it. You're over halfway, and you're currently yelling at your people. Get those we gotta get this up and going.
You want me to roll one more, or?
And we'll save it for the next scene.
Yeah, okay. Crap. But now we go down a momentum.
Yes, now you go down. Yeah, we go to scene 3. Meanwhile, the Legion of Doom.
Meanwhile,
at the halls of justice.
I do that. I do that. I do that internally every time Altera says "meanwhile." With
Back on the surface of the planet, definitely with the two in the shuttle, you can see the wind is picking up as the storm draws closer. And the ship is actually starting to get covered in pollen. This bioluminescent pollen that is making the ship all rainbow color-like. Inside the damaged merchant vessel, as you're heading towards the life readings, which are actually on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're heading towards the bridge?
Yep, am I getting psychosis and stuff
yet? You're close. You can kind of feel, and there's a lot of fear coming from the bridge.
Yeah, she will kind of say to the commander, careful when you go up towards the bridge. Ever seen a caged animal?
Yes.
Yeah, there are 5 of them in there.
3. 2 are out there.
Oh, there's 5.
No, there are 5.
Yeah, well,
there are 5 living.
Oh,
there was
sorry.
more. There was more on the ship.
Oh, I heard these guys died on the way.
Yeah, there were like 7 or 8 total. 5 are alive, 3 are dead.
All right. Find some sort of cover back there. I'm gonna try to chime the door, see if they can try to talk through the door.
All right, and I go. Is there like a barrel, or is it like one of the old-timey Star Trek freighters where I can hide behind a bulkhead?
Kinda. I mean, you'll get a little bit of cover from it, not a whole lot. I mean, you're kind of squeezing in between like an alcove.
Jesus, how big do you think she is? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, there is power, but as you chime it, it's not wanting to work. It's something like it's shorted out or something.
I knock on the door.
Okay.
This is Commander Wolfgang von Vorberg of the Argo. We're responding to your distress. We're here to help you.
And you kind of hear mumbling behind the door. Not a whole lot. But you don't really get a reply back.
I'm gonna quietly calm 2 Sonadel through our Eva suits.
Okay.
If they start coming through there, wide beam once I'm clear.
Yes, sir.
If hostile, of course. And I shrug at you like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I actually am keeping an eye out for hostile intent if they come through the door.
All right.
This is Commander Wolfgang. I'm going to open the door. All right? I'm here to help. And I try to open the door.
Give me a fitness plus security, difficulty 2.
Oh God, this is heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Right, no power. Right, yeah.
And you're now probably impressed with how easy Sonadel made that one door.
Yeah.
Look.
Maybe it's a Delton thing. I don't know.
$150.
Right?
I'm gonna spend 1 momentum, if that's still there.
Yeah. Because you were at 2 and went down to 1.
Okay, good.
That's why I made the joke with, how big do you think she is?
Oh, I don't like that at all.
This is difficulty 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I can kill a value. You know what? I'm just gonna good old fashioned fail this one.
Ooh. Okay. So as you're struggling to open the door, you lose your gripping due to the high levels of gravity, and I'm not gonna say you trip, but trying to figure out if I want you to take damage on this or
give him spores.
I should.
Just leave me on here all alone, all by myself.
So I'm spending 2 threats.
Very good.
You crack with the complication. You crack your suit and be in an influx of outside air, and that's actually gonna be 3 stress. Or not 3 stress, but 3 challenge dice.
Okay.
Sorry. No damage because I rolled all zeros. But currently your suit is got a breach in it, and a low toxin gas is currently getting into your airways.
Commander, you okay?
I focus on trying to reseal the suit again.
Okay.
And then trying to purge the toxin out of the suit.
That is going to be a
So glad I did stress damage.
Fitness plus engineering.
Difficulty?
Let's make it 1. Unless you're doing it hastily, then it's gonna be 2.
I'll do it hastily because I know this toxin is really dangerous.
Okay. Say if you did with the 1, I was gonna give you 3 more potential damage. So
yeah. At this point, now I feel more comfortable burning. Technology doesn't hold all the answers. The technology of the Eva suit is what's going to save me in this.
Okay.
So, challenged and gone, if you're okay with that.
Fine with that.
And spending it toward service doesn't always ask us what we expect.
All right.
Going to put that toward... yeah, I'll just do the old-fashioned 2 successes.
Okay.
And
well, you already succeed at it with the determination burn, so...
Yep. The rest is just cake, hopefully. I have to weigh... chemistry focus. I'm long shot.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Well, you succeeded. No momentum gained. But yeah, you do apply the proper sealing patch on your helmet, and you're breathing easily.
And I'm going to try to purge the toxin out of the suit as quickly as I can to see if I can keep myself from being infected.
Well, you did the purge, but
okay,
you're not sure if you're infected or not.
I'll activate the emergency transponder.
Okay.
Senadel, my suit got compromised for a second.
Oh.
You're on...
Yes, Commander?
I'm going to need you to... you're going to need to open that door, but get ready to do that, I'm going to scan myself real quick to make sure I'm okay. I've activated the transponder. If I show further compromise, you are ordered to shoot me to stun and get me back to the shuttle. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Give me a reason plus medicine. Difficulty 1.
I'm going to spend 1 momentum for an extra die.
It's your last momentum. But you got it, and you're out of momentum. Yes, you are infected with the pollen toxin.
You okay, Commander?
Remind me, Evasuits have a like an internal computer system, right? Sorta.
Sort of, yeah. It's in the armrest.
Incubation's 10 minutes. Effect occurs in an hour.
I'll show it to you again, real quick.
Oh, that's why. I moved it to a separate window.
The incubation period is going to be the first check, and then it's an hour after that.
All right. I'm basically gonna set an alarm in the suit to alert me when 45 minutes has gone by.
Okay. You do notice on your kilometer on the actual EVA suit that you only have about a half hour left before the storm gets here.
Oh, so good news and good news.
Right.
Well, Senator, we're in a bit of a. I have a ticking clock, so I take cover. If you would, please open that door.
Yes, sir. And she goes and tries to open the door.
Fitness plus security, difficulty 2.
If you fail this, I'm disintegrating you, just so you know.
Oh yeah, the whole psychosis thing. Yeah, no, I got it.
No, it's just personal now. No.
Oh, then 3 threat. We don't have any momentum.
Hey, it's not my fault.
You get the door open, and as the door opens, you get a momentum. One of the guys comes flying at you. Roll me a daring plus security. It's opposed.
You took judo in academy, right?
This guy's stats are horrible as it is, so I'm gonna roll 4.
I see how it is. This is vengeance.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna spin that momentum. Oh, damn it. Damn it. I don't have any way to get rid of that either.
Okay. So that is a natural 20. Are you re-rolling anything? Are you burning a value to You can't?
Well, I mean, unless you let me, like, back off, like, basically what would be considered running for the time being. Cause
you're gonna get hit.
Run from a fight. Yeah, then no.
Okay, well, you're gonna get hit with an unarmed strike.
One resistance.
Yep.
Get 1 stress. However, during that, he cracks your suit as he hits your face mask. Well, not face mask, but the helmet. And I'm spending 2 threat.
Okay. I assume he's gonna hit me again.
Well, it's your go, because we're technically in combat.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, then I'm going to put him on his ass. Yeah. Let's see. Well, he's like up close, so I'm gonna. Nope. I'm gonna stay right up there, and I'm going to literally like judo throw him to the ground, and like, yeah.
Okay. Just to let you know, I'm also getting like a server interruption right now. So.
Okay.
Quick question, GM.
Certainly.
Would it be possible? The reason I'm asking is for my decisive leadership talent. would it be possible for me to fire like an assisting shot to kind of not necessarily hit the guy, but to distract him long enough to give my Sonadel a chance to smuck him? Basically, assisting with my shooting.
He shoots close to the guy's head, and he's like, "Huh?" And then Sonadel just right hooks him.
I wouldn't say you could use a phaser, but you could potentially maybe do some sort of distraction that allow for the assist. I just don't know if you could technically get a shot off that way, but you could say like, "Hey," or some sort of verbal type.
Sure, anything to distract him. I was just thinking the loudest way to do it. So I would like to do that with the intention of using my decisive leadership, that since I'm assisting somebody with something, I can, instead of to keep the initiative, it doesn't cost us anything. I could just throw it to Sonadel for free because I'm assisting them with something.
Well, it's only you two. So decisive leadership counts as it would go to technically you.
Well, no, I'm the one assisting them, and then like I have to take the assist action, and normally that's our turn, but I'm freely giving it over to my fellow friendly at 0 cost instead of spending 2 momentum to keep it.
Right, but Sondel's going first.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Immaterial then.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter for you, because right now you're only engaged with one. So it's going to go to you. There is potentially more, but they might be elsewhere. Right now you're only engaged with one of the crew members.
Yep. And so I'm going to give you a threat for 3rd dice, and I'm going to throw his ass to the ground.
All right.
Oh, man.
So that's a tie. You can succeed at a cost if you want. Or nothing happens.
You know what? Yeah, no, I'll do that. Okay. It's fine.
Alright, you're going to take a complicate on your next task. You're going to take an increased +1 complication.
That's fine.
Alright, that actually knocks him out.
You see her take that one punch, and she just gets this look in her eyes and just cracks him in the face.
But because of that complicated cost, you do strain your arm a bit in the suit, and it's kind of sore, which is the increased complication range.
Yeah, so she's like stretching it out, going, "Oh, that bar fight was hell in the academy." But anyway, and she just kind of looks up. Commander, we can take him now. At least one. But I have an issue, and she starts fixing herself. Tries to fix herself if we're out of combat.
Oh, right, your mask is broke. So challenge dice. Right.
Yeah.
You that's 3 stress from the toxic gas.
Ouch. So she's coughing as she's trying to fix herself up.
So give me fitness plus engineering, difficulty 2. If you're doing with haste, or difficulty 1. If not, you'll take an additional stress damage.
Yeah, no, we're doing this quickly.
Alright, difficulty 2. Fitness plus engineering.
Alright, take a threat for 3rd dice.
Hey, bank 2 momentum. Alright, you managed to seal the suit and purge the toxin out of the suit. You're breathing a little bit more easier. And Commander, you kind of notice that she's fixing her helmet, getting rid of the lovely crack.
Huh. Guess it was my turn, Commander.
Phaser's out.
Yes, sir. And she draws her phaser at this point.
And I'm gonna stride into the bridge to look for the others. Because now I know I'm really running out of time.
Okay. As you enter the bridge, they are actually the other four are there. Two of them seem to be brawling each other, and while the other two are kind of huddled in a corner.
Wide beam stun setting, and I'm gonna shoot them.
Yeah, I'll take one pair. He'll take the other.
Okay. Give me. So, are you guys gonna do this simultaneously?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that seems wise.
I would count this as an advantage. So.
Sure.
I'll allow you to do this simultaneously, but you're gonna have to spend 2 momentum.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
All right. Give me control plus security. Difficulty 2.
Giving you a threat.
What's your control security? Hold on, before you roll. Or is it both of us?
Both of you are doing it at the same time.
Okay.
So both of you are rolling.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna spend one of the momentum I just got. Oh wait, we already did. Never
No.
mind. Yeah. Give you a threat.
For some reason,
Okay.
I'll let you roll for it. Oh, we're both rolling at the same time anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yep. It's fine.
Well, you got 2 momentum, and you do have a complication.
Erase
So
the
I'm assuming-
complication.
All right.
Yeah.
Both of you roll damage, and to make sure you actually do enough to hit or knock them both out. So. So, Sonadel, you managed to knock out the 2 your pair. Wolfgang, you're gonna have to. You don't have any momentum, but both of them are injured, or not injured, but they definitely took the hit, but they are not knocked out.
Could I possibly succeed at cost by holding down the button longer and then overload phaser? So it's basically inert.
Well, you hit them already. You just didn't.
They just took the hit
enough.
like a champ.
Yeah, they took a hit like a champ.
If they don't come at me, I shoot them again.
All right. They're kind of took back by each other, and both of them are going to start charging you. And one of them, I will give you, since it's a new round, I will give you both the opportunity to hit. I'll give one of you the opportunity to go.
Senadel, go ahead.
Right. She spins around wide beam and charge wide beam and fires.
All right.
At the 2 charging
Difficulty
men,
2.
Give you a threat for a third dice.
Get a momentum. Roll damage.
We needed that.
Wait,
Oh,
yep.
God.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. That's not good. So they are injured, but it is actually lethal. So both of them go down real hard, and yeah, they're not looking too good.
Sorry.
Scan for life forms. Is anyone else left?
No, it's only the 4. In fact, those 2 need medical attention right now, or they're going to die.
Sonadel, did you see a med kit on the way in?
I didn't.
Crap. I rush over to them to try to give emergency first aid and I'm just free-handing it at this point because I don't have a kit.
The difficulty is going to be... I'm trying to think. I believe it's 3.
Yeah.
Daring plus medicine.
Daring plus medicine. I'm gonna give you enough threat to get me up to 4 dice.
I guess while
3 threat.
I guess while he's doing that, she is dragging the rest of them out.
No, you want to cluster them together. If we're lucky, they might be able to beam us out of here, or the shuttle can get over to us.
I was going to, but outside of the ship, Commander.
Oh, okay. Continue. Sorry.
And she just kind of chuckles and keeps going.
All right, give me a...
Three, wasn't it?
Yep.
And is one momentum enough to re-roll anything? I don't think it is.
Nope. You have to have cautious, so...
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, go ahead and spend threat. He dies. The one you're working on. His lifeline just go me.
Threat. I have to try to save his life. So re-rolling the 2 fails, basically?
Well, no, the one died. I spent threat. He's dead.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
The other one that went down, he's also dying. Like, the shot went past their stress. So they took 2 injuries. So.
Gonna give you 1 threat to try to save the other guy if possible.
Wasn't trying to kill them.
Hey, get a momentum. He's stable, but he definitely needs medical attention on the ship.
Away team to Argo. Emergency. Away team to Argo.
This is Haggard. What's your problem, Commander?
Me and Sonadel are both compromised. Our suits have been breached. We have secured the shuttle. However, all the persons inside have been exposed to the toxin in the area. One has died when we secured the ship. I'll give a full report later. At this point, if we can get either emergency shuttle or transport, that would be advisable. Currently...
Shuttle inoperable, Commander?
Stand by. Commander to shuttle, please respond.
Be Morgan or Sorul?
I'll take it. Yes, sir. Shuttle here.
Is shuttle operational?
Do I know that, GM?
For the most part, it is, yes.
Okay. Yeah, sir. I think we might still have some slight damage from the lightning strike. But yeah, it appears operational.
Nurse, be advised, myself and Sonadel are compromised. We've been exposed to the neurotoxin. How good are you at flying a shuttle, Nurse?
Honestly, sir, I took a course at the academy.
Good enough. You're going to get that shuttle over here because we need to load up the injured, and we have to get off this planet as soon as possible. We're also going to need everyone sedated to keep you safe from us.
Yeah, actually, Sonadel is going to... how far is it from where we are to the shuttle?
It took you guys roughly, because of the high gravity, about 10 minutes.
She is going to burn every muscle in her legs and make it to the shuttle in 5.
Except if you do that, you will speed up your metabolism and you'll process the infection even more.
She knows.
And unfortunately, Commander doesn't know.
So, on that, I also need, because it's the time allowed and the medication pretty much delay the offset. I think it's time for Morgan to make a fitness plus medicine difficulty 2 check.
Fitness plus medicine difficulty 2.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna need. I'll give you threat for a 3rd die.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh God.
Spin the 2 momentum, get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, gonna do that.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Blowing momentum.
You're fine for now. You're like, you kind of feel a little bit lightheaded, but you're okay. You kind of shrug it off.
I kind of shake out. Cerule, am I gonna be okay?
I mean, to be honest, maybe. Just maybe.
Well, that's what I wanted to hear, so thank you, Cerule.
She just, if she could smile at a time like this, she would, but,
She doesn't want to lie to you.
Yeah.
Well, appreciated.
So yeah, I'm going to basically double time it back to the shuttle to fly it to everybody else.
So you're gonna, yeah, this is gonna be a fun check.
Yeah.
So this is definitely gonna be a fitness con. High gravity, so that increases the difficulty by 1. You're trying to double move, so let's say this is gonna be a difficulty 3.
Okay. Take a threat.
Alright, and I'm spending a threat, and I'm gonna make it 4 before you roll.
Oh well. Oh, that. Okay. Anyway, I will re-roll. Yep, pretty much. That's probably how it's gonna look. Yep, that's how it looks.
So I'm gonna let you succeed at cost. However, you need to make me a fitness plus medicine check, difficulty 2.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're fun. Glad you found that funny.
He's just happy he doesn't have to go to the planet. Yep.
Just because we don't have any momentum, take a threat.
I mean, that's the.
God damn it.
So.
Oh yeah, I'm hurting hard.
So, Sonadel, you are feeling the effects of stage 1. Your vision has become blurred.
Yep.
And
so by the time you get to the shuttles.
Yeah. So you have an increased difficulty of 1 for all tasks.
That's fine. She's actually not going to let anybody know. She's just going to keep it to herself. She is putting on a brave face.
All
you
right.
can tell it's breaking. She kind of looks at Cerule and says, Lieutenant, and gets in the cockpit and fires it up.
Okay. You start the get the ship. You're gonna move it closer.
Yep. I'm gonna go pick them up.
All right. This is going to be a control or daring con. Probably say closer to daring because you're doing this.
Daring. Yeah.
Difficulty.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So base difficulty is technically a 2, which makes it a 3. The storm is actually picking up a lot more fierce, so it's going to be a difficulty 4 for you.
Yeah. At least I get a focus this time.
And the ship can assist with the engines plus con.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. I'm going to give you enough threat for 5 dice.
So 6 threat it is.
Yep, as everybody screams no.
No complication range, but he does succeed.
You said 4?
It is difficulty 4, so you get.
1, and yeah, location.
You have a complication.
Can you take threat for it?
Don't you have bolt con?
Oh, I do. I do. Thank you. Oh, I was so worried about that. I was like, wait, what? There we go. Much better.
Amazingly, a blind pilot flies the shuttle closer to the crash site.
Well, it flies by instruments. You don't fly by eye.
I don't know. She's pretty much blind.
Yeah, she can't see the instruments.
Yeah. Just lean closer.
I'm flying by sound. What are you talking about?
Wait till you get to space. There's no sound in space. So good luck with that.
I know.
There's sound in the cockpit.
With that, we're gonna cut back to the Argo.
Thank you.
Please tell me I can get the transporters online.
Because I have to.
How far away is the fleet? How long?
They're getting very close. They will be there within at least 10-15 minutes.
All right. Are they, as far as like sensors and stuff normally would go, how good of a reading of our area could they get?
This range, you could probably detect the, because there was a warning probe sent out earlier. So I'll let you guys do a sensor scan. It's going to be a difficulty 3, though.
All right. I'm going to activate Chitre, who I think is our...
Yep.
Science replace.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. And it's going to be a what check?
Difficulty 3, reason plus science. Assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
This is actually the second time he's been activated, so what do we get to do to him?
A talent, a value, a focus, or you can up one of his attributes or one of his disciplines by 1. If you do up a discipline or attribute, we can only do it once for the entire stat block, so you do have to make a note of it somewhere.
I would suggest a talent like technical expertise or something so he gets extra questions.
Okay, is there something that would help with sensors, or like, well, okay, our sensors would lower that difficulty, right? So down to 2?
Yeah.
Because our advanced sensor speeds.
Yeah, I would probably give him, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's the one where you get to ask an extra question for free.
Studious.
Studious,
Yeah,
that's
it.
it.
Okay,
That's
we'll
it.
give him Studious.
I'd give him Studious.
Done. All right, so the ship's sensors, though, does decrease it down to 2.
Yeah.
Okay, and he has sensor operations as a focus. So let's try this. Well done. And then the ship. Oh no! Ah. Sorry, I had somebody else roll the ship. I had it right too far to the
Sensors plus science.
Yeah.
Sensor, science, boop.
My bad.
It's okay. You'll be demoted.
Okay, the ship, or the probe, detects 17 Orion vessels. One roughly almost the same size as the Argo. There are a few other ones that are near Constitution class size, and the rest are of smaller nature.
Battle fleet.
So, are we only getting that information because our probe is out there?
Yeah.
So, even assuming their ship sensors were as good as ours, they wouldn't be able to get that kind of detailed information around us, right?
You presume, but you also had a certain someone on board who's still locked in the brig that you have yet to question.
Yeah, I think they know there's only one ship.
But he's been in the brig for a while.
She's
been in the brig for a while.
They.
I'll ask the whoever's at the security or science station, I guess. How many probes do we have ready, Mr. Chitre?
One in the tube, 2 more ready to put in if needed.
All right, I want you to launch all 3 to these coordinates, and I'm going to be all captainy, and I'm going to figure out if I had ships that were stealthed in some way, where would be the optimum placement for those ships to be with an incoming fleet. And
he's going to mimic reinforcements.
Use strategy and tactics to figure that out. What role do you need me to make?
I like it. I like the mimicking reinforcements. I like it. I may steal that at some point.
I think that's going to be probably a reason command to figure out the proper placement.
Oh god, reason sucks. Command.
That's what you have the XO for.
What's my difficulty?
It's going to be 2 because you're trying to create an advantage here.
Okay, so I'm going to buy an extra die with threat from you. So I can use bold command, difficulty 2. Which is a good thing I use the difficulty 2. Let me re-roll a die. There we go.
Hey, you get a momentum. Yeah, you figure out the proper placement where around the state or nearby the station to mimic a incoming fleet.
All right. Have him launch the probes to those spots.
Probes away.
And then Ensign Mira, transmit the following over the broken code frequency, if you would.
Of course, sir.
Haggard to Task Force 6B. Our advanced stealth scout reports that we are facing a group of 17 ships, including 1 potential battleship class, several equivalents of Constitution-class cruisers. Be advised that according to our sensors, your own electronic warfare countermeasures are working perfectly. Also, our scout vessel does not seem to have been detected by the Orions, so we will have a vessel in their rear when they arrive. Maintain communication silence. Let them think the only vessel in the area is the Argo. We'll bring them in and then close the trap. Haggard out. And I'm going to use, I guess, command presence and deception as a focus.
All right.
To sell that.
Okay.
And what's my difficulty?
This is going to probably be an opposed.
Okay. So let's see. We got 4 momentum. So let's see. I'm going to buy 1 die with threat. And then I'm going to spend 2 momentum to buy a 4th die. Or, yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you plan on using your determination.
Yeah, well, I figured I've got the 1 reroll with the bold command with the 1 I bought for threat. So command presence, deception as a focus. Oh, shit!
You have a bold.
Yeah, let's try the bold.
And you have 2 momentum.
Gets rid of that, and yeah, I'll spend the 2 momentum to get rid of that last complication.
And heart attack is done.
So that's a difficulty 3.
It was a difficulty 3 task?
No, it's difficulty 3 for me. I have to roll against.
Oh, okay.
No.
Spinnings.
Oh crap! 6 threat.
Shit. Should have spent the determination. You guys were right.
I have all this threat to spend, guys, so why not?
More of it.
Ah, it's a tie. I win.
It's
Actually,
a tie. I win.
Oh, I didn't need to spend all that threat. Damn it. Oh well. Actually, I get one back because of talent.
Ooh, bad guys have a talent.
And yeah. Actually, she wins because I can reduce the difficulty by 1 on this.
Oh, the bad guys win?
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
It's a special NPC trait.
Determination to reroll your fails.
Yeah, let's spend 750 people are determining on me. Or I'll do is fortune favors the bold and spend a determination to reroll the fails.
If you can, I don't know.
If I can, I don't know. It's worth a shot.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm not gonna say that. We're gonna leave this up in the air.
Okay.
So, because whether or not you're not technically going to know whether or not you succeeded or not.
How about this? Could the ship have assisted using command communications? Because I'm trying to make it look like I'm beaming the communications to the different points.
You know what? I will allow that.
I mean, how often do you get to roll a ship's command in anything?
Mm-hmm. I just did it.
Wow.
Cool.
And then he spends threat to reroll his fails, and then we cry.
This character does have determination, so...
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
So I'm going to reroll the 3
In
fails.
all fairness.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, 2 more. Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see how the conquest there, how that works out here a little bit.
Conquest.
Can I roll for the Can I roll for the transporters
Yes.
now?
Yes, you're going to roll for the transporters now.
It is still difficulty 0.
It is still difficulty 0. And
Oh, son of a bitch.
wow!
Genau.
Well, I do succeed.
Roll so, what page is that on? I think it's...
Oh, crap.
So, I'm going to spend that complication that you just created to up the resistance by 2.
To increase the difficulty by 2?
No, to increase the resistance by 2. So it's a resistance 4.
Okay. Too bad. So sad.
Yeah.
8, 10. That's 10. It's done.
Yeah, that's done. So sad! I wanted to trap the away team going mad at Ion Storm.
So Martel's gonna hit the comm panel. Captain, transporters are done an hour ahead of schedule.
Well done, Commander. Emergency beam up of the away team and 5 other bodies on the shuttle. Immediately, can you beam them directly into sickbay?
Isolation ward?
Yes.
I'm guessing this is gonna probably be a difficulty 4.
Oh no. No. It's a lot of wind background noise there, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
Has Martel already spent his determination this game?
No.
Okay, good.
Nope. I'm going to spend 2 threat. The Ion Storm has actually came early, picked up speed, and has hit the crash site. And the actual where the shuttle is at. This is going to be a difficulty. Yeah, difficulty 7. Complication range 2.
You jerk. Okay, well, yeah, I'm definitely going to spend my determination. Nothing is impossible.
Alright.
Does the transponder help at all? It's not a beaming. It's not for beaming. It's for communicating when distress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh crap. Yeah, I'm gonna spend the one remaining momentum, as well as 4 other threat, to roll 4 more dice.
All right.
I have a focus because I have transporters.
Okay. So you're rolling 4 dice plus your determination spent. And the ship does assist with
sensors engineering. Yeah.
Yep.
Technical expertise.
Which reduces it by 1. Here, right? So it is. So yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh yes.
Actually, difficulty 6. Difficulty 6 of advanced sensors.
Here goes nothing. That's 8. That's 8. So I cancel out that complication with 2 remaining momentum.
All right, and you beam them to sickbay in the isolation ward. The entire away team and the knocked out what's left, but you don't get 5. You only get 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there were only 4 that were still alive.
Yeah.
Correct.
At which point, when Sonadel hits sickbay, she just passes out.
Captain
Wolf, real quick, give me fitness plus medicine difficulty 2.
Oh, it might be worse than that then. Fitness medicine difficulty 2.
Not you.
Take
the commander.
Wolf.
Oh.
The true wolf of the pack.
Wolfgang.
Fitness plus medicine. I'm gonna give you 1 threat.
2. It's difficulty 2.
I have not. Well, you get 2 momentum, but yeah, you do feel lightheaded though.
Nurse, I think I need to be sedated. I'm feeling the effects.
I'm gonna hit the comm panel. Captain, they're in the isolation ward. I suggest the doctor get down there quickly.
Looks like he already is.
I was last there time. By now, yeah.
Alright, where did you put...
Yeah, where do I put her? So Cerul's staying in the isolation ward. I guess technically Cerul is still in her EV suit and it's intact. So if I need her, I can just... Yeah, she can leave the suit at any time. Okay, so isolation ward. Let's say that for the moment I have... I've simply sealed the door to the ambassador's surgery room. I've sealed it with my personal access code, and short of someone cutting that door open, it should not open for anyone else. And that'll just have to be what it is until I can return my attention to that. But with the isolation ward, I would have actually something prepared for Cerul, and I would, put it through the force field or put it through whatever box mechanism is necessary. And I'd say, well, the good news is everyone is getting drunk, and this is doctor's orders. So I literally pass through a bottle of scotch, some glasses, some ice cubes, and I say, I have diluted Theragen with the alcohol. When Theragen is used with alcohol, it is a very effective treatment of neurological conditions. It was first used by Leonard McCoy, my mentor.
Nice.
Okay, so before we get to that, I'm actually do that in the next scene. I'm not going to do any rolls. But real quick though, this was right before the beam in. When you're in here, if you want, you could technically. There is an option that you could try to go over the DNA compatibility test if you want, unless you felt like you had other priorities.
If I have the time while waiting on the specials to show up, sure, I'll take a look at it.
Okay, it's going to be a reason plus medicine difficulty 2. And that's you just going through all of the notes and everything else.
All right, this time I'm just going to give you a momentum, not a threat, and let's see what happens. All right, so I get that momentum right back.
And the one thing you did notice when you return back to sickbay, the ambassador's, the original ambassador's host body is still kind of alive. He's got a slow respiration, but he's kind of in his last stages.
Right, I don't think there's anything that I can do there.
Yeah, but he is unconscious and.
Okay, let's see. Blah 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 blah. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but that means they're related, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I think I know why the symbiote is resisting then, but I think it's just the symbiote's going to have to learn to deal with it. Yeah, because, this is TOS era. I have none of the Trill treatments that I could use on hand. So yeah, I would give Leza something for the pain and the fever, but otherwise, just kind of treating her as symptoms pop up.
So, OC, what's causing the rejection again?
They share 25% of their genome, which means they are related.
And why does that matter?
Probably a grandparent or something.
Yeah, so it would make sense. If it's 50% for the parent, then it's 25% for the kid, the grandkid.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they are related, and the symbiote apparently is not happy with that.
It's because the whole thing with the symbionts is they're supposed to live completely different lives.
Right.
I guess the genetics is,
Fair enough.
The diversity isn't there.
Right.
Thanks.
And, when the specialist shows up, I will tell them this, but that's for another scene whenever the specialist shows up. Their sheet is ready. They should also have a token image, so they're good to go.
Nice. All right. For this, all right. So you are coming up with a concoction that Leonard McCoy used in what episode? Which is
Foley and Webb.
In a way. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm
just thinking of what kind of task to come up with this. So
I mean, I will literally presence medicine or presence command them to get drunk. I will do it.
The problem is, though, 4 of them are unconscious. The other 3 they're loose. They're awake. They're not feeling too hot. For the other 3. One has got blurred vision, and the other 2 are very woozy.
And I'm recommending that we be sedated for your safety, since we can become violent if this progresses.
All right. Well, I can use a sedative. I guess I would have a backup of some form of IV concoction, but it's going to get them super wasted.
Heard he have blurred vision, Doc.
Well,
by the way, sorry about that, Commander.
I'll deal with that later. Right now, let's try not to die. Orders. You too, Morgan.
All right.
Right there with you, Cap. Or Commander.
Don't promote me yet.
Yeah. Field promotion.
Doctor, give me control plus medicine. Difficulty 2, just to make sure you got the proportions right for the amount of alcohol that they need to ingest and not kill themselves.
All right, I'm going to spend 1 threat to get 3 dice and see what happens. Okay, so that's already a success. And
got a momentum.
Yeah, sure, I'll re-roll it. Let's see if we get more momentum. Hey,
There's
more
2.
momentum. So I would like to create an advantage that not only is the Therigen a consumable that they can drink, but the IV bags that I've rigged up will also serve the same function.
All right.
Cheers.
And they get wasted.
No, kidding.
Morgan's taking it like a champ due to his tolerance.
Oh, good.
Still feeling a little woozy.
This can only end in tears.
Sonadel is a complete lush. And,
Yeah, and at some point, I think Marlowe would go over to a panel and say, this is Marlowe to the bridge.
Haggard here.
Captain, you were sure you didn't need Sonadel, Morgan, or Wolfgang, right?
Oh my god. Doctor, what have you done?
I did the only thing I could do, sir. I used the power of alcohol to cure them. And no, I'm not being funny.
Well, a wise man once said it is both the cause of and solution to all of life's problems, so I look forward to reading your report. I expect it will be illuminating, at the least. Haggard out.
Yeah. And, as soon as it's done, I look at Cerule and I say, well, Cerule, I have a thesis to write about today, so if you can handle matters out here, I'm going to go back and watch The Ambassador. And Marlowe goes and does that.
Oh, everybody's about to feel real good.
In fact, everyone in the room feels real good. Like, very pleasant.
Woo!
More so than the alcohol.
Yep. Everybody's feeling flirty.
Oh no. Good thing Sorrel's still in the EVA suit.
Yeah, she's not left that thing.
Morgan, you think Sonadel is looking mighty fine.
And all she's doing is like stretching. She's
and
Morgan's
save for Wolfgang.
Wait, Wolfgang's looking mighty fine, or wait, what's going on?
No, Wolfgang. Both of you look at Sonadel, and she looks actually kind of mighty fine. Like,
so as a half Deltan, am I resistant to that effect, or not so much?
No.
Or are you putting out your own so that you look pretty fine to Sonadel and Commander von Wartborg?
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Well, looks like we're going to be giving each other some massages here in a little while.
God, we're going to have to recycle the air in the sick bay again.
No, yeah, it's probably at this point that Sonadel has noticed everybody is flirting. Or at least looking at her, and then has noticed that for some reason Morgan looks rather handsome. Yeah. And fade to black.
Well, I think Cerule would step in eventually. Cerule would probably stop it before it got too far.
Yeah.
Because, she's a nurse. She can put 2 and 2 together, and she would give you your injection.
Both of us, actually.
Yeah, she would give you both your injection. So, thankfully, no awkwardness besides maybe some untoward feelings.
Yay!
Morgan's still going to wink at Sonadel. after the injection.
Oh, God. Sonadel's just going to look embarrassed.
It's okay. You've got a Vulcan psychiatrist to work through any unresolved issues with.
Yeah, speaking of that psychologist, where is she? I ordered her here hours ago.
Secretly on Orion?
Secret.
Probably.
Yeah.
Whole shipload didn't never trust Vulcans again.
Well, green blood, green skin, you know.
Species.
All right, yeah. So yeah, she arrives in sickbay.
By the way, she was embarrassed that she forgot her shot, not that Morgan winked at her.
She pages the door.
Let her in. And I say, thank you for joining me, Chief. Basically, what we're about to discuss does not leave this room. Is that clear?
Of course, Doctor. I assumed that it would fall under medical ethics.
It would indeed. I motion at the two patients. Long story short, the former ambassador, I point at the expiring body, is a member of the Trill. They have a symbiotic relationship with a being that they can transfer among themselves, and I had to move that being from the former ambassador to Lieutenant Leza here. Now, the problem is that I believe, and this is mostly conjecture, but I believe because the lieutenant here and the ambassador are grandparent and grandchild, I believe that the being is resisting the joining effect, and I need your expertise with mind melds to calm what are essentially two patients within Leza.
So as this explanation goes on, Avlop's left eyebrow slowly climbs higher and higher and higher up her forehead, showing the most surprise that she ever has. Remarkable, she says. I will do what I can, Doctor, but I must warn you that mind melding with unknown species can be difficult and theoretically could pose danger to your patient, or perhaps both.
I am aware, and I have prepared several vials of Lexarin just for that eventuality.
Excellent. So she will come over here. And one hand on Lisa, and the other will kind of be, I will kind of look questioningly at the doctor as to where I should start,
I motion at the stomach area where I put it in.
So on the kind of abdomen. My mind to your minds. My thoughts to your thoughts. We are one.
It's going to be a difficulty, say 4 for this. I'm going to spend some threat to reflect.
Right, she does have mind melds. That's a focus. What role is she making?
The part that's, yeah. So let's say this is going to be so with the mind meld, you're just trying to get thoughts on the two, or because that's going to depend on what you're rolling.
Okay, so as I understand it, my goal is to calm both of the minds and try to get a sense, in part, explain basically that while the situation is not ideal, it is the only way that the symbiote is going to survive, and that its resistance is physically hurting its host, and to try and just kind of explain the general situation, and to calm both minds and reassure both minds, and to get the symbiote from stop hurting the host.
Probably gonna say this is more of a reason command, or sorry, presence command, or it's gonna be a control plus command.
Either way, it's 6-1, half dozen another. Ugh. And difficulty
Yeah,
4.
Yep.
Oof. Okay, can she use some momentum, guys?
Please.
Go for it.
We have 2, so there's a die there. That's going to be a tough one.
If you spend the last momentum and give GM threat, you can get 4 dice.
Yeah, let's do that. Difficulty 4. Come on, new counselor. Oh.
Yeah.
Exactly
You don't really get a resistance from Leza, the host body, but the symbiote. It's really confusing. Like, you're getting all these different thoughts coming from the actual symbiote, and it's definitely resisting. And I'm spending 2 threats, create a complication that it forcibly rejects the mind meld, and the Lop is disorientated and mentally confused.
Okay, so Morgan will see her just kind of stagger back, blinking rapidly, and going, too many minds, so many lives. You can't. Too much.
And I come over already with the Lexerin in hand and give him the injection.
All right. And a few moments passed, and Vlap kind of mentally, you come back. You start gain control.
My apologies, Doctor. The symbiote is remarkable, incredibly long-lived, and maintains memories of every host it had. It's like trying to mind meld with almost a dozen different entities at once.
Well, do you think it's possible to try again? Because honestly, I'm running out of bag of tricks here. We're sort of running out of options here for treating her and the symbiote.
I will try. Fortunately, Lisa is not is trying to cooperate. Do I think that, though he's dying, that it might serve any purpose to link with maybe the dying ambassador and the symbiote to kind of maybe reinforce it with some familiarity?
The ambassador is still slightly alive. You could technically maybe get. I don't know if you could kind of do a link like that between the two. I'm just kind of searching through my mind on Star Trek lore.
Right.
I mean, you could technically attempt to it, but the problem is, though, like, the mind of the actual original the ambassador is in the symbiote. Well, no, it's already in the symbiote.
Okay.
Like, so the memories, All
right. So Lisa's not really resisting, so I'm not going to try and link with her mind again, because I know she's already on program. So I'm just going to concentrate on trying to link with the symbiote.
Alright. It's going to be the same task. Difficulty 4.
Only way I can get more dice is with threat, people.
Right, and I'm trying to figure out how I could assist on this. I mean, I could try...
Monitor with like a neurocortical stimulator, monitor of some kind? You're in
That
med
was
bay.
what
It
I
wouldn't
was
cost you
thinking.
anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, was some form of neural monitor and trying to sync up their wave patterns. I mean, if you'll allow it, that's probably the best idea I got at the moment.
Sure.
Cool. So what would I be assisting with?
This is probably going to be a control plus medicine for you. Just to, or that, or maybe you could do reason medicine, because you're diagnosing the data that you're getting and say, hey, you're getting close or something like that with the equipment.
I mean, I'll take reason. Okay, so there's hopefully 1 to 2 assists from me. And yeah, I would just give him 6 threat to roll all 5 dice.
While he's setting that up, Avalop will be running through one of the Sarek's mind calming and focusing sutras to recenter her and refocus herself.
Okay.
I don't really have anything to do with it. Doesn't really do anything, I guess, but it sounds very Vulcan. So, okay, let me give you 3 threat for a couple extra dice, because I need extra threat. And then let's see.
It's alright, I'm swimming in at this point. So,
Alright.
6 more threats, not going to make a dent in what I have, but...
Alright, so in order for this to succeed, I have to crit here. I crit.
And you do. Wow. But there's a complication.
There is a complication.
What focus did you use?
I would assume that xenobiology still applied.
Alright, that'll be fine. You do succeed, but there is a complication. From what you get from the actual symbiote during the mind meld is, yes, they are related, and Leza actually doesn't know that they're actually related. She didn't really bother to check on that.
Mm-hmm.
She was just looking for the gene marker hastily, trying to save the actual symbiote's life. And the reason why the ambassador doesn't want to do the joining is, well, because they are a family, and 2, there's many secrets that the ambassador during his life had that he doesn't want Leza to know. And it's kind of forcing the symbiote to not want to do the join.
And I'm
even though it's temporary.
Avalop will be kind of speaking in the symbiote's quote-unquote voice so that the doctor can hear and advise as to...
Well, if you could impress upon the symbiote that if it doesn't stop resisting, it's going to cause more harm in the long run for Leza. And if there is any trace of compassion from the late ambassador, I would think that the risk of secrets getting out is less important than maintaining the safety of your granddaughter.
So yeah, I will try and transmit, communicate that they're endangering the health of the granddaughter, and that
it's well aware.
Okay, so it's having kind of an internal struggle, is what you're telling me.
It's aware that it's causing harm, so it is, internally struggling, but it's also saying this, we can't link.
Okay, so it's just not going to do it, no matter what.
It's just not wanting to do it.
All right.
All right, so plan B And this would probably something I would have looked at after the genetics test. So I know the whole TNG episode where they put a Trill in Riker was retconned for DS9, but is it theoretically possible to put the symbiote somewhere else?
Technically, the symbiote could survive outside the host body for a bit. If it's healthy and, well, stable.
Right.
So
well, I was thinking more like, could I put it in a human?
Put it in a human. Got it. Potentially. I would say, yeah, you probably could. There are some genetic similarities between Trill and humans, but I'll go ahead and give it to you. It could actually be more deadly to a human person than it is in Leza.
Then there's really only one option for me. Please relay this to the symbiote, if you would, Doctor. Tell the symbiote that unless it stops resisting, I'm going to have to do something very difficult. I'm going to have to endanger myself, and in the process endangering the lives of 700 plus individuals, plus all those on Starbase 621, in order to sate its pride. And if it feels that its secrets are so important to endanger that many lives, then so be it. But please impress upon them that this is the very last option I have that I can do at this current time.
Well, and yeah, I'm going to just kind of let what I'm getting from the doctor float. I'm going to use the mind meld and me as a communications channel. So the personality of the ambassador and the symbiote's getting all that directly from the doctor, including how kind of irritated he is that this entity's pride and stubbornness is causing this trouble, just to go right through directly.
I almost want to ask if I could do a presence medicine roll, because doctor's orders, it's what I'm built for.
I sent you something.
Yeah, so Doctor, the symbiote suggests that you sedate both of them.
All right, I can do it, but make it very clear that if for some reason we hit that time limit of 96 hours, so what do we have left now? 70 something?
Yeah.
If we hit that time limit, if we hit that time limit and there's no chance of getting it out of Leza, tell it it's just going to have to deal with it.
Okay. And as you do that, you gather your equipment to sedate Leza and the symbiote Kal inside of her. The former host of the Ambassador, of Ambassador Kal, passes away.
I note the death in my log.
Gently break the mind meld.
Just for flavor, I'm going to spend 2 threat, and during the break of the mind meld, Valop is very disorientated yet again. It is still confounding and confusing, because when you're trying to talk to the symbiote, it's not like you're speaking to one individual. Right. You're speaking to multiple people at once.
It is Legion.
Yeah. Well, we have a cure for that. It's called Lexarin. So yeah, I would hand Avlop the Lexarin hypo, and I would go to sedate my 2 patients.
All right.
But thank you, Chief. I know that was difficult. I know this was unorthodox. And again, I trust that you will not be sharing any of this outside this room.
Of course, Doctor. And may I say it was a remarkable experience.
Exactly. When things have died down and 8 things aren't exploding and I don't have a bunch of drunk Deltons in the next room, we should probably sit together and write some sort of paper on this.
Indeed. She'll head out.
Yeah, and I just go back to writing my books-long report of what's going on.
All right, back on the bridge.
Too bad there's not a sober roll to take right after the alcohol, so I could fly the ship out of here.
So, new scene, and during the scene, 17 Orion vessels come out of warp, and
We
they
have
begin
contact.
and they open, and they hail.
On screen, it's Mira, and Haggard just, sits very calmly and collectively, like he's just not at all worried about all this in his chair.
On the screen is
of the USS Argo.
On the screen is a Orion female, dressed rather provocative. And then she kind of goes, "Captain Haggard, I am Slevne. I believe you have something that belongs to us."
I'm afraid you must have me confused with someone else. As far as I'm aware, I don't have anything that belongs to anyone else.
Captain, let's not play games here. You have my
Believe
sister,
me,
and I want her back.
I have a Starfleet officer in my brig.
And why would you have this said Starfleet officer in your brig?
I'm afraid that's an internal matter. However, if the Orion Syndicate the Orion Cluster would like to request the extradition through regular Federation channels, I'm sure the diplomats between them could work that out.
Oh, Captain, you and your Starfleet games. I'm sure there's some sort of arrangement we can come to.
Beware of Orion's bearing arrangements, I believe, is the refrain of a familiar tune. What did you have in mind?
Yeah, slavery. No, sorry. Really. A trade.
Interesting.
You have someone that belongs to me, and I have something that you might be interested in.
Oh, Sludney, you're going to have to give me a little bit more than that. I'm not buying a pig in a poke.
I'm well aware of your troubles on your ship. And certainly you must blame the person that's in your brig for these.
Not all of them, but certainly for a few.
Would you like to know who is responsible for that? Because I assure you, it's not I.
So, Your sister for information.
Correct. Fair trade, wouldn't you say?
Can I make a roll to see if she's if her offer is genuine or if she's just complete?
So yeah, give me insight plus command.
Insight command, very good. Negotiation is a focus.
We'll see what I want to get real quick. I'll take one of them, but it's not negotiations. But yeah, you'll have a focus.
You'll take one of them.
It'd be deception.
Deception's the focus? Okay, sure.
This is to see if she's deceiving you.
Alright, so standard, what's the difficulty?
It would normally be opposed, but you're rolling first.
Okay, I'll give you a threat for an extra die because I don't have enough threat. And there's a 3.
Okay. You gonna reroll the 0?
Oh yeah. Okay, there's 4.
All right. You bring 4 momentum. To you, she seems quite genuine and even, in fact, concerned for the person that's in your brig.
Okay, so I'm going to invoke cold reading because I figure I just succeeded in a task during a social conflict. So that generates a bonus momentum, which I'm going to go an information spend to learn more about the individual on the other side.
All right. And what information are you trying to gauge at?
So I know she's genuinely concerned about the person in the brig. So I want to know if at least, yeah, Fred, if at least she believes that the information she has on offer is truly a fair trade for the person in the brig.
You know that Orions take their information seriously in terms for black market stuff. So, and the way they peddle lives willy-nilly at times, you can pretty sure, like, if she's offering you information for whoever's in your brig, it most certainly would be a fair deal.
Okay, perfect. Well, since I don't particularly feel like starting a war with the Orions today, and it has been a long day, I agree to your terms. Shall I beam your sister over to you?
And do I need to make a roll? You're not going to be doing anything nefarious?
No,
this is out of character. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm doing full honorable Starfleet captain
make sure that
here.
Right. Very well. I'll beam to your ship, hand deliver the data myself, and then take possession of my.
I will meet you in the transporter room.
Very well. And so, moments pass. Transport chief goes. Who's in?
Do you guys think?
Martel is still in the transporter room, basically running diagnostics, making everything is working properly. Last-minute details. Even though he knows he got the away team, he wants to make sure nothing has gone wrong.
I would suggest you bring one of the female staff.
Oh yeah.
Gotta tell Marlowe to give you a anti-pheromone thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk by sickbay and have Marlowe give me an pheromone injection, and I'll grab Shishran to escort the prisoner.
During the process, I would give the captain a injection, or not an injection, a hypo spray of anestazine, and I tell him, I know you probably would prefer phaser, but if you need it, there you go.
Thank you, Doctor. And I'll go to the brig with Shishran. What's Fred's name again? Starts with a B.
That would be Julia Beckett.
Beckett, that's it. So I go up to the
If that's her real name.
Yep. All right. Ensign Beckett. Good news for you. Looks like
you posted bail.
Yeah. Looks like you're going home.
Oh, good. Take it she brought the whole entire fleet with her.
Well, she did.
Of course, just like her.
So if you'll...
Do I need shackles?
I don't think that's necessary, as long as you don't cause us any trouble, and I won't have Ensign Shishran take you apart. I think that seems equitable.
Agreed.
So,
don't worry, I'll be a good girl.
We stroll down to the transporter. So I must imagine that you're looking forward to reversing the cosmetic surgery. Must not be easy spending an extended amount of time in another species' skin. And tell me, do you have any message to give to Ensign Mira?
It wasn't personal.
I think for her, it was.
Horizons can be so gullible at times.
So yeah, to the transporter go.
You arrive at the transporter room. This is going to be a difficulty 0 because advanced sensors plus the link up transporter room between 2 transporter rooms. Yeah. Do momentum. The ship can roll sensors plus engineering, but I believe you're at max.
Yeah.
And on the transporter pad materializes an Orion female, Sevne, and she's standing there.
Commander Martel, you're dismissed.
And Martel, not having been injected, is like, yes, sir, and leaves.
Yeah, you're little, almost head over heels.
Yeah.
And as you walk out, she kind of got the image. She just kind of got the realization, just like, and she just kind of winks at you as you walk out.
Was that madam, Beckett or the one on the transporter?
That was one on the transporter pad, because Beckett wouldn't have noticed it, because she had her back.
Haggard rolls his eyes and says, "Please, Slodney, your sister's already broken one heart on the ship. I don't need to deal with another lovesick officer."
Oh well. And she pulls out, she gets kind of close to you, pretty close, like almost to make you uncomfortable, and she hands you a data disk. I believe we have an accord.
Always a pleasure doing business.
Certainly.
And do they go back up to the transporter pad?
Yeah, Sevne looks to Beckett and says, "Come on, Millennium, it's time to go." And you just kind of get this, like, from Beckett, kind of type sensation, as the two step on the transporter pad.
Ladies, please don't think me ungallant, but I hope I never see you again.
Oh, I'm sure we'll meet out there again someday, Captain. You've piqued my interest. And I'm assuming you hit the, I'm going to say as that happens, you hit the transporter.
Yep.
The beam back button.
Right, yeah.
And she just has a smile on her face as she dematerializes.
The recall button.
Right.
Nope. I don't
so
want
I'll
it.
go back up to the bridge and first have Chitre make sure there are no Trojan horses or whatever on the data disk.
Okay. With that, though, I think we're going to end tonight's session.
Okay.